Hi, welcome to Quad-O-Matic. My name is Chris. I'm a C6, C7 quadriplegic, and this is my channel. Anna, what are we doing today?
We're just going to ask you some questions about the different wheelchairs that you've owned.
Okay.
So let's start off. So, what was the very first chair you had, like in the hospital after your injury?
So at first I just had a loaner chair. They tried to order my first of my own. I believe it was an Invacare. It was pretty simple, nothing special.
All right, so this first chair they ordered for you, what was it like?
It was also, I believe, an Invacare. They thought as a spinal cord injury that my life would be a little bit more stagnant and I wouldn't move around as much, so I'd probably gain weight. So they made it like extra wide for weight that I never gained. It was also fully adjustable and it would, move around. Things wouldn't stay where they needed to be. It was an aluminum frame, the only aluminum frame I've ever had. By the time I was done with it, it had lost all its paint and had a number of dings.
All right, so it wasn't right for you, it was too wide.
Mm-hmm.
So when you were looking to get your second wheelchair, how did that happen?
I went to an auction through the Spinal Cord Injury Association, and I was able to obtain my first rigid frame titanium chair.
What's the benefit of that rigid frame?
For me, a rigid frame doesn't move. It's never going to come out of adjustment. It doesn't have suspension components that can break, so it's just kind of an easy chair to deal with.
All right, so this second chair that you bought at auction had a rigid frame. What was it made out of?
That was my first titanium chair. So titanium I found to be a lot stronger than aluminum, excuse me. It's not painted, so you're not going to lose your paint, and chances are you're not going to put dings in it or break it in any way.
All right, so you like that chair a lot?
I did. I used it for quite a while. I think I've had um, 3 chairs over 24 years, so each chair essentially lasting me close to 8 years.
All right, so the third chair you got, you kind of designed it yourself.
And that's the chair that I'm currently sitting in. So it is a titanium frame. I did the dimensions myself and chose the components that I wanted, yes.
You kind of go with a minimalistic design. I've seen clothing guards and stuff on other chairs.
Yeah, so I chose not to go with a lot of things. I don't have armrests or clothing guards simply because this is a big movement that I make. If I had an armrest here, I'm going to be hitting that. Clothing guards, in order to transfer, you got to kind of pull it off most of the time. I found I didn't like to do that, so kind of learned what I wanted and what I didn't, and I went as minimal as possible.
And you've lost some other things from your chairs along the way, too.
So this is the first chair with my design, my dimensions. Every other chair I had anti-tippers on, so I couldn't rock back and fall essentially. And it's kind of funny, I figured out I didn't need anti-tippers after I went to work one day and did not have them on and didn't realize it until I went home. Yeah. So I have gone without anti-tippers as well. Yes.
And the design of the chair makes that possible? How?
Better center of gravity. My shoulders are pretty much right over the axle where they should be. So there's no weight beyond the axle that would let you, encourage you to fall backwards, really.
Oh, and then you don't have a calf strap either.
I don't. I found that if I'm in a narrow area for turning and I have a calf strap, my feet stick out further. There's only so much you can adjust to a calf strap. So I can pull my feet back pretty much as far as I want for those narrow turning radiuses. The downside is sometimes my feet do fall behind the foot plate and I gotta get it back out.
All right, and then you got your new chair that we're going to go over kind of in another episode.
Yep, so that's my new chair. It's the same dimensions as this one. And you'll find out I've eliminated at least a couple more things. All right. So if you like what you saw today, please subscribe. Goodbye for now.